Okay, so I do suggest you to um, like if you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box. I'm gonna clear everything. Okay, because while we have taken some sort of an interviews, um, while we're receiving the CVs, they are like coordinators. They don't have an experience on Dynamo, but still they've applied for the positions and saying, I have learned this Dynamo from past 1 year. But while we check their skills, it's purely like not even up to 10% out of 100. Okay, so I mean, he has real experience. He have shown some sort of scripts. He has presented his screen and his shared, but they were downloaded from different places and used on his projects, on their projects. Okay, this is what happening in the industry. Seriously, like 5 years ago, where no Dynamo, um, we have an automation process in the Revit. I hope. Let me share my screen. Even like 5, 6 years ago, I mean, when the Revit has started, we have a option called macros, and when I click on macro manager, so this is how it used to say. Okay, when I just click on create module, and it will ask you uh, what kind of a developer you are, or you're a C# developer, or you're a VB.NET developer, or you're a Python developer. Okay, if I'm a C# user, so I'll say like if I go with Python, I want to delete the duplicate elements. So delete duplicated elements, and then when I just click OK, it will open a different interface. It will open a different interface. Okay, like let me show you. I think most of you people doesn't know there is a a different UI which is hidden even in Revit. Okay, that's called sharp develop. That's called sharp develop. That is here. See, that's here. Okay, nowadays automation is very easy. To be frank, why? Because no, let me because there is a predefined code. What do you mean by predefined code in the sense? I mean, I haven't written anything. I just created a module in front of you, but it has something in it. Like how we have an uh, electrical template, mechanical template, okay, and architecture template and structure templates. We have a templates. And when it comes to the Python, Revit Python, we'll call it as a boilerplate. Boilerplate. Okay, boilerplate in the sense if you prepare a recipe called biryani, so you pour everything and you just started boil it. Correct. Same way, like we don't know what the user wants to start with. Whether he is going to be convert a line into a cable tray, right, or a curve into a facade system. I mean, like a facade, or I don't know. So it needs some basic requirements. So all the requirements will be here. So we are saying that import everything, which are related to the Revit, import everything, related to UI, import everything, related to the macros, import everything, related to a UI selection, import everything. So we are telling that in this. Okay. For example, if I don't follow all this, generally we will be, we don't require. Otherwise, it will kill a lot of, runtime. Okay. So this is the way. Most of the people doesn't know. They feel, okay, Dynamo is the only place where we can automate it. No. Okay. So that's the reason my first question in the poll, let me check where we are here. Um, let me take this into the picture. So do you need a coding knowledge to use a Dynamo? Okay. Hmm. Okay, so 22 people said yes, and 13 said no, and 9 people they're not sure. Maybe they're very new, or they don't have an idea about automation or something. Okay, so Saurav, nice text, man. It was completely. Saurav's texted in the WhatsApp group like, why you giving such hype? As it's just general dynamo driving. Even I've seen most of the people, they've been struggling to learn. It's a Dynamo is a very, very outdated tool. I hope most of you feel that you are learning an advanced concept, but still the Dynamo is an outdated. We are far advanced than the Dynamo. After the Dynamo, we have many things. I'm going to clear it today. Okay. So I have a question for you. Do you need a coding knowledge to use Dynamo? 22 said yes. Actually, it's a wrong answer. Seriously. To learn Dynamo, you don't need any, coding knowledge. You don't know even at least what is a variable. A equal to 50, B equal to 30, C equal to 60, D equal to A plus B plus C. If I write something, there are four variables in this. D is output variable, A plus B, A, B, C are input variables. So it do some sort of function called addition. So you don't need to know any such stuff to handle a dynamo. And seriously, I'm telling that. Okay. If you have a 6 months experience in Revit, 6 years of experience in Revit, doesn't know, you can happily come and learn without any coding knowledge. Okay. So that's my first thing. And is Dynamo an add-in or a tool? Here, add-in, which is with the limited features, a tool with unlimited options. So here, I want you to, catch the point. Is it 8:30? No. Okay, so add-in. My answer, it is not an add-in. It was an add-in before. It was an add-in before. Like, we have very, set of limitations. Like, you can't able to, uh, control most of the elements when it is in 2015. The Dynamo was very new in 2015. It was like, it's just like a piece of interface, just an interface. We don't have that advanced like a scripts in the Dynamo. Okay, but now the Dynamo can completely control our vector. I'm not joking. It is yes. Okay. For my next question, okay, that is a tool, not an add-in. Of course, it is under add-in tab, but that is a tool. Okay, fine. So, will you be able to automate everything with the Dynamo? Uh, pe Two people said yes, anything, and 39 people said very good. I really didn't expect this, but that's true. Okay. You cannot automate anything, everything with a Dynamo. It has some limitations. There are few people said like while I interview few candidates, like to test his skills whether would you really do this task in the Dynamo? Then they said yes, 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 yes. Everybody saying yes, yes, yes. Actually, uh, the answer should be he should give a correct answer saying it has some sort of a limitations. I can do up to what extent the Dynamo allow me to play with the Revit. So the Dynamo is just like acting. Okay, you are just a key to it. Okay, Dynamo is trying to fetch some information from the Revit and it will give you. So what does a Dynamo do? You're going to see now in today's workshop. Okay, fine. So perfect. It has some limitations. What kind of limitations we have? Maybe we are going to see tomorrow. Okay. So is Dynamo easy to learn and implement on live projects? Yes, it is very, my goodness. No one is saying it's a complicated. Correct. That's very, 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 very easy. very easy because this is not a coding, it's not a coding application where we generally say you don't require any kind of, you're not going to write even a single line of a code. Then how do you automate all this stuff? Like we have our dynamopackages.com. I'm just showing you. I have to show this in the Dynamo itself, but let me show you here. We have 2060 packages, 2060 packages. So what do you mean by packages? Folders, personal folders. There are total 1318 developers created total 2060 folders, and they're, very like kind-hearted people. They would like to share their knowledge, share their task, share their scripts with us. So all are open. You can download all the 2060 packages without paying single MP. But I generally don't suggest. Generally, I mean, if you have seen my machine, I mostly install like 70 or 80 packages out of 2000. What if you install all this with some sort of a greedy thing? Kalas. I mean, a lot of malware comes into your machine, a lot of bugs comes into your machine, and it gonna spoil everything in your, and it may, like I got affected twice. That's why, with my personal experience, I'm telling that. Okay, so don't install all the 2060 packages. You can check in a different method in these 2060 packages. Okay, that how you're going to learn this training back. So 8:30. Just a second. Maybe Saurav, you have joined late. That is the reason. I think you can't see. Oh, Saurav is there. Forward, join later. I'm so sorry. Actually, this meeting was scheduled like long back, but unfortunately, I have some sort of throat infection. But maximum, I'm trying to like cover this, take this workshop without any fail. So allow me and don't irritate if I have a sudden cough or something. Okay. So, okay. Forward. Anyways, I have shown you uh, the poll who have joined later. Okay. So these 2060 packages are ready to use. Download it without writing a single line of a code. Done. You're going to use it. And in each folder, at least you may have on average, like you can say that 100 scripts for sure. Actually, more than 200 to 300. Let list on average, if I consider like 100 scripts in one folder. Okay, so we have total 206,000 scripts are ready to use. 2 lakh scripts are ready to use. Understand? So you don't need to write from the scratch. You don't need to write anything from the scratch. You have your stuff, utilize it. The only thing that you're supposed to know in in the training, okay, if you would like to play with all this 206,000 scripts, you should know like, let me open workshop. You have a scripts. So you should know how to read it. Should know like how to read it because for example, you are expecting a task to be done, which is like automate a wall opening, something, a wall opening, or else you would like to tag some elements. like to tag some elements, or else I can't see your screen. Just a second. Let me stop the screen share and then share it again. Huh? Um, uh, explain. Hmm. Okay. Can you see the screen now? Can you see the screen now, Mr. Ashwin? Hmm. Perfect. Thanks, Saurav, for like being active on this chat. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So how to read, first of all. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't know like how to read, you cannot customize something. So you should know like if you know how to read it, you will be know how to customize it as well. How to edit. Okay. Before edit, like how to use it. How to use it. Okay. How to read it and how to use it and how to edit it. So So how to read in the sense? There are some sort of a strategies to understand. There are some strategies to understand. Like, I mean, because you are not the owner of the particular script. You're not the owner of the particular script, but you should know like how to understand. For example, it's 8:35. Better I would give my introduction before, I mean, we proceed further. Okay, after this explanation, I'll give you my just 2-3 minutes introduction part and what we are exactly. Okay, so these are the packages I have downloaded. Okay, for example, if you want to create a project parameter, I'll say project parameter. So whatever you're trying to search with, what are you trying to execute, just type the same thing. So it will give you some sort of an options here. See, we have a option. We have a node called create project parameter. If you want to play with a view templates, view template. See now there are so many options. So the first one is view templates. Okay, we don't know what it is exactly. Oh, I think these are the view templates we have in our current model. It is listing out all the view templates we have in this current model. Okay, so get view templates for view. Oh, if I connect a particular view, so it will tell you what, I mean, which view template assigned. Simple. View templates from for the view list. Oh, the same thing. But here it is like one view, but here it is for the multiple views. Okay. View template parameters. Oh, so if I connect any this view template parameters, it will give you the list of parameters assigned to it or such. Okay. Let me set it to automatic for the time being. It's saying run started because the pop-up is, let me deselect that. Okay. Where I can see the parameter and rest. I understand, okay, view template parameters, but I can't see any parameters here. So how do I use this? How do I use this input and output? There are so many tricks. There are so many tricks, okay, to follow for this entire process. I'm just showing a few. Collect all views and view templates. When I just click on it, it will collect all the views which are existed in the current model and the view templates assigned to it. So if any wrong view templates assigned, you can change it accordingly and everything. For example, if I want to create a workset, I'll type workset. If I want to create a filter, I'll type filter. If I want to play with a filter, type filter. If you want to play with interference check, type interference check there. So it will give you everything. Okay. But how to use it? Because I'm not the, owner for the script. I'm not the owner for the script. I'm not the owner for the script. I'm not the owner for any of script here. But if I want to control it, I should know how to read it first. So the first tip for today, it's like break it into the two parts. Break every block into the two parts. The first part, it is called inputs, and second part we call it as an output. Inputs, output, input and output, input and output. So input and output, input and output. So simple. Okay. So we have break it into the two parts, input and output. Okay. Now if you scissor it, then you can see what is inside that, like how there is all the drawings. Let me double click on this block where I can see some other scripts inside it. There are some sort of a scripts. We generally call it as a nodes. For your understanding, I'm calling it as like a script. Okay. Okay. So we have a different scripts inside it. So this guy have combined all this together and make it short in one single block. We will call this as a nodes. We'll call this as a custom nodes. Okay, fine. So like you should know like how to read it, you should know like how to understand it, you should know like what to connect with, you should know like what it exactly returns you, you should know if it returns something, where like how to proceed further. Okay, you don't get these kind of an explanations anywhere in YouTube or no, because they're like some sort of a scripts. I mean, a person who have prepared a script for hours and hours and explained that complete script in just 10-15 minutes. So there are a lot of studies behind it. They don't explain each and everything, but still most of the people are in the poll. Okay, we are reaching the limit this time also. Okay, last question here. Yeah. Would you love to learn scripts training or a key conceptual training? So I really, it is almost equal to, um, got equal answers. Like few said, like scripts training, like if I, like we have a 45 hours training, like sometimes it may extend also like to 55 hours. Okay. By the end of the training, every person who have uh, joined a training program should be beneficial. Beneficial in the sense, not exactly what they have paid for, not getting the same knowledge. Understand? Okay, that is not our intention. You should be benefited with in the knowledge wise and in the financial wise. Okay, so if you have such an interest to get into this automation, this is the right time to step in. Why I'm telling you, there is a reason behind it. 4 5 years ago, there was no Revit. I mean, it has Revit, but there are few people who knows Revit. The companies used to fight each other for a guy who knows just a word Revit. He's very, very basic guy. He just learned, that's it. The companies used to pull them. Now a person who knows a Revit and he has an Autodesk certification still is waiting for months and months to get a job, and is joining me for an intern for like 5,000, for 7,000. This is the okay. Why? Because that was in the boom. Now the boom is in this automation. Secure your positions, because this artificial intelligence, the automation are going to rule in every single area, not only into this BIM, not only into the sales, not only into this automation, like everywhere. Okay. So, I mean, the teachers got reduced. I mean, after AI, like some sort of an institutes like Byju's, online platforms. are gone completely, and most of the developers' jobs are gone. The people who have upskilled themselves, they were secure now. Okay, I mean, there are benefits, there are disadvantages also. Like there are pros and cons both. Okay, so I'm not, scaring you, but it is a fact. What is happening in the market? In a month, we will be almost like sending the people like 15 to 20, where I'm having the request to send more than 50 people. We are able to send only 15 to 20 people itself. Because if you have joined on a training program, we can't place everyone. We cannot place everyone. Only three or four people will be more active, and we'll be focusing on those people, and we'll started placing them into the, and the rest of the people started getting, alert. Okay, so this guy was very active and he got selected. So we'll share them the live updates. This guy got selected and so it's a company. So this is how it is. Okay, fine. So don't look for any script kind of a trainings. If you allow me to teach 100 scripts, you will be able to handle out of, 10 or 15 scripts in it. Understand? But if you learn a concept, no one can stop you. If you can play with 1,000+ scripts without looking into a YouTube, without using any external references. If you are able to create a script, that is called an achievement. Not exactly cloning a YouTube, the script. And when you're trying to create the same thing, you may face a lot of challenges because the person used a lot of strategies in it. If I show you a script, for example, I just Google Navisworks clash detection Dynamo script. There are a lot of hundreds of uh, you know scripts. So this is one of it. There is a one another again. Okay, if I just click on this 1151, I think. Hmm. Okay, so if you have taken this as an example, we have actually, I'll tell you, there are 10 to 15 concepts which you are going to learn, which you have to learn. For example, you are good at 14 concepts, but you're not good at the last concept or one of the concept. You didn't understand that. You are zero in Dynamo because to create this entire workflow, you are going to apply all these 10 to 15 concepts, all these 10 to 15 concepts. Some scripts may be required like only four concepts. Some scripts may require like 14 concepts. All concepts. If you got stuck somewhere here where you're lacking and you started looking for YouTube, I got stuck here and you can't get any, the solutions out there. But if you're good in the concept training, you will be you will not stuck anywhere else because you will be coming to know like how to handle at that area. Okay, this is the concept belongs to this. So if there is any problem, you will be coming to know like how to fix it. If you're facing a challenge here, so you'll be coming to know like how to fix it here. Understand? Okay. Always prefer the scriptural training and conceptual training with a spoon feeding. Okay. If you go, like no matter views, the total 161 reviews. Okay. These are, I haven't paid anything to anyone to get these reviews. Okay. Because nowadays it's most common getting, writing, taking someone's mobile and, giving feedback by themselves. Every person who have here, you can find his profile on the LinkedIn, you can directly contact them. Okay. So these are the reviews like I've got. because the way I feed, it's like complete like a spoon feeding, the spoon feeding training. Okay. I generally, if I go to any, I mean, if I would like to learn artificial intelligence, I would request a quick meeting with a trainer for the particular from particular organization or whatever. I'll just ask only one thing: is it a spoon feed training or not? If they said no, I don't join. Seriously, what do you mean by that spoon feed training? Go and ask any tutor. What is a spoon feed training? He'll explain you what is that exactly. Spoon feed trainer should have very high, you know, like patience level. Because generally we have 20 to 30 students in a batch. If a person who is not understanding, rest of the 29 people understood the concept, but still this guy keep on giving some examples to train the last 30th candidate as well, because he's a slow learner. So I will always focus on the slow learner, because the fast learners anyways, they're going to grab it quickly. I'll focus on the slow learners on the training. That is the secret of our, not energy, our training. Okay. So this is the way like we handle our trainings. Simple, very simple. Okay. Why? Because you are here because of to become lazy, like to automate something, to save like 1 hour or 2 hours or 20 hours using the scripts. Okay, I will become you more lazy, even creating the scripts, not creating, the solutions for it, creating the scripts with the help of an assistant called ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Use ChatGPT to create a Dynamo script for you, a Python, Revit Python script for you. I'm not joking. That's true. It will help you a lot. Okay. So how to use a ChatGPT? We're going to see maybe tomorrow, not today. Okay. So, well, coming to my introduction, I think already 20 people left. So I have total like 7 years of experience in this BIM automation. When it comes to this coding experience, I've been almost like in 2007, I have started learning, when I was in the diploma. Like I've started learning this coding and like created almost like so far more than 215 add-ins and 500 plus scripts for the clients. Okay. So we are purely an automation company. I mean, the training is just a vertical. We generally outsource the candidates who will work on the projects only into the automation. We generally, if we got any projects, we'll depute to the vendors who knows us, and we will be offering them our automation services to get the task, to get the project. Like if it is a 6 months project, will help them to finish the same 6 months project in 3 months. So that is the way we like offer our services to the clients, like to the companies, and will depute the candidates on our payroll and on the direct company payroll as well. Okay. So if you join any automation companies, like I mean any companies who introduced an automation, like Atkins, they have ACOM, they have WSP, they have WME, Arctides. There are so many L&T, there are Bureau Report, there are so many. Most of the BIM companies, all the BIM companies have this. You know, I'll share you the list of I'll share you the list of the companies who are taking this BIM automation, guys. I forgot to share it. Okay, I'll share it tonight after this workshop. Have a look into it. Okay, you can directly apply, or else you can reach out if you are interested to join. Want to settle your career into this BIM automation. I'm always open. I really, I need candidates very, very, very badly, because out of 50 applications, we are able to send only 50 to 20. The rest of, uh, it's very hard to get these kind of people now. In future, of course, It's very easy to get because we have tried almost like 850 candidates so far. I think with the last batch maybe 900 plus. Okay, so just a second. Okay, so 900 plus candidates. Okay, so we'll be more happy if you are interested and to switch your positions. Uh, First contact Bimara. Okay, we'll have an open offer all the time. Okay, fine then. So let's get into the topic. Um, what is this? What is the processor to become automation expert? What is the processor to become BIM automation expert? Most of the people, just a second. Most of the people like ask me, Rajesh, I don't have a Python knowledge. Can I able to understand the Dynamo? Okay. So few people said like, I've learned Python in a training institute. I'm interested to, join as a Dynamo developer. If you learn Python, you can't handle the Dynamo without Dynamo knowledge. Okay, and a Python is not, it's like starter before you had something. Okay, so there is a procedure to follow. The right answer is Dynamo. I mean, the last one, the Dynamo, then Python and Revit API. What is this Python and Revit API? Dynamo, because most of the people heard these two names like Dynamo and Revit API, and they are next to each other. That is the reason it got full votes. But generally, first I would suggest you to go with the Dynamo. After the Dynamo, there is Python. Between the Dynamo and Python, there is another language called the design scripting. So there are a few steps. The first, Dynamo. Dynamo helps you to understand the design scripting concepts. The design scripting will help you to understand the Python concepts. The Python will help you to understand the Iron Python concept. Iron Python is nothing but like Revit API. Okay. So Iron Python concepts will help you to understand the Revit API. So Revit API, there are two things again. Revit API with Python and Revit API with the C Sharp. Let me write here. Dynamo. Dynamo. This is the first starter you should order. Then design scripting. Design scripting. After this, Python. After this, Iron Python. Iron Python is nothing but like Revit API. Iron Python is nothing but application Python. Is nothing but application Python. So my application is Revit. So it's a Revit application programming interface. Application programming interface. Okay. So I need a programming interface for a particular application. So my application is a Revit. If I'm a Civil 3D user, Civil 3D API. Simple. Civil 3D application programming interface. Okay. So Revit API, again, there are two things. Python, Revit API with Python, with C Sharp. Okay. So which is easiest one here is Python. Because if you're married and if you have a kids, okay, if you both started learning, you and your kid, both can understand easily. In fact, kids can understand much faster than you because they don't have any other obligations. You have a work, you have a lot. You have to handle a family. You have to handle a lot of external things, but kids doesn't. So kids will learn easily, much faster than you. So the way we train the training, even it is complete like we treat you like kids. Whatever you are a manager or you are just a modeler, you entered into the BIM game, all equal to me. Okay, we'll treat you like a kids and explain the concepts with a spoon feeding strategies. Okay, my strategies are very clear. I don't like to post anything on, YouTube, since if the concept got leaked, I mean, it's very tough for my business, and there are a lot of restrictions from the company as well. Okay. So I don't share any, uh, you know, the strategies I mean, most of the people have received this uh, course outline. Even that course outline we have created like long back, like 1.5 year ago. The recent catalog we don't like to share. It's because of, you know, just a second. Okay. The reason it's because of privacy issues. I've seen few people have copied my content. Exactly, they didn't change anything. I mean, exactly whatever it is, like I have presented on my own catalog. It was exactly with basic changes. Then we fight with them and we stop that guy. He's a student, to be frank. Okay, started giving sort of a training again. So we have restricted sharing the original course outline. Okay. If you really need a course outline, you will be getting it. You will be coming to know on the day one of our training. So why I have taken all this, I'm taking this workshop today because most of the people are wants to join a training program and they requested a demo. So taking like one hour demo for all these 150 people, it kills 150 hours. And it is not that easy for me to get a business. I mean, like taking a person to person demo. Okay, so that's the reason I have invited everyone to join a workshop and uh, doing this. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can still use the chat box. What kind of application you are using for this kind of thing? It is Xmind, Raj. Okay, fine. The tool is my Xmind. Okay. So Revit API with Python and Revit API with C Sharp. Never go with a C Sharp at any cost. If you don't have any coding knowledge, if somebody suggested, like I did the mistake. The people have suggested me like if you want to settle your career in Dynamo, first learn C Sharp. Then I started paying for the C Sharp and got like scared. After when I was in eighth or ninth session, I understood this is not uh, really going to help me, and they started approaching the people who is good in the Dynamo, and they suggested me to go with this entire processor, even though it is not exactly. Even the many are there. Okay, this is our strategy. It was design scripting was not there before. We added. Okay, this okay. Welcome. I'm so sorry. As Are there any specific courses offered by Bimera for this kind of automation challenge? Yes, sir. I'll share you everything. I'll explain you everything. Can we do correct annotation and MEP services using Dynamo? Yes, up to some extent, Rohit. You cannot do this, the right annotation. I mean, like if there are any tags overlapping. So these kind of tasks are bit advanced level. Okay, it needs an API. Okay, so Dynamo is, as I told you, Dynamo has some sort of limitations. Okay, so if you want to break through those limitations, you have to keep on going like Dynamo. After, if you want to break these limitations, like let's consider, oh, this is the entire thing. So up to here, if it is like a 60%, if you have done this too, if you have done this thing, like it will be up to 80%. but still you have limitations even you join this. Even you join this, okay? After this one. After this one. So with the C sharp, you will be having like 100% solution. 60%, 80%, 100%. So simple. Okay. So is there any level it goes? Very good question. We don't have any such levels here. Okay, like a basic, intermediate, or expert. No. We have only one level, which is like expert level. In Dynamo, expert level. In Python and Iron Python Revit API, expert level. And C sharp, expert level. Okay. So these are three different modules. This is the first module, this is the second module, and this is the third module. Simple. Okay. Fine. So, and anyways, it won't affect your office hours or anything. Every day, like the same time, 8:30 to 10:30. 8:30 to 10:30. Like we have a 2 hours a day. First 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes will be the Q&A part. You can kill me with your questions. You can harass me like anything. In that 15 minutes, the first and last 15 minutes, the between 1.5 hours, it's my training time. Okay. So of course I'll treat you like a kids. I don't harass you anything. Like you do me in that 30 minutes. Okay. So this is the way uh you try. Okay. So it will be like in the weekdays. Weekends will be off. If you have any questions, like in the weekends, I may available for like 30 to 45 minutes. Okay. Then if you really need it, I'll invite everyone that I'm gonna live for at least 30 minutes, and then you can clear your doubts with that. Okay. That's it. So
Sorry to
mm,
interrupt. Can I know
yeah,
what is the course duration for Dynamo?
good. Actually, it is a 45 hours. It is a 45 hours. Okay. Like Dynamo and design scripting, Control Shift L. It's 45 hours. Okay. So generally it will take more than 45 hours. Okay. And next to it, if you are from architecture or structure background, it will be 60 hours. So that 15 hours,
Okay.
the 15 hours will be purely into the geometry. If you're from architecture or
If
structure
if
background,
if I am from MEP background, then
45 hours
what
are
is
more
the
than enough.
post?
45 hours are more than enough. What are you learning? The 45 hours are more than enough. Okay. But we will provide the geometry training as well. But it is also recorded. Okay. That 15 hours, it will be the recorded. And it is especially for the architects and structure. You don't need to pay for any, you don't need to pay anything for it. It will be like additional benefit. We used to charge for it before, but now we made it free for all the architects and the structural people.
One
Understand?
more question.
Hmm.
Let's consider within 45 hours we are not get like what we want. So after that we can be in touch with you to get whatever we like. The thing is that if I'm a different background, I don't have much idea in programming. Okay, Python is a pure programming, and Dynamo also we have to write the notes.
Hmm.
Correct. So if after
Hmm.
45 hours also we are not getting the exact thing what we want, so after that can you like help us to improve like until what the really need of Dynamo, like what we can use in our daily work
Shall I?
life.
I
So
have
you'd help.
only one answer. I have a simple answer for this. There is no option saying I can't get anything. I'll tell you. From the fourth day itself, like third, fourth day itself, you will be start writing your own scripts. Do you believe that?
Yeah, that's good.
Huh? Only just
Yeah,
like
that
there is a hard concept. So after that concept, you started playing with your own dynamo, with your own scripts. And this is my promise.
okay.
From the third day, you'll be start writing your own scripts. Okay, up to some extent.
Another okay.
And the
And the
rest
course fee you will share in group or public like in
no, I'll
this
share it.
conversation or let
No,
it
I'll share it later. Okay, I'll
okay.
share it later
Yeah,
in
thanks.
person. Okay, so
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. So, um, yeah, I'm not joking, because most of the people have the same question in their minds. What if, what if I learn this in the 45 hours? I'll tell you, when we started a training journey, the training duration is like 15 hours. The entire Dynamo, I used to finish it in just 15 hours itself. Later on, while we are taking more interviews, I've seen a lot of people facing challenges in some areas. So whatever, wherever the people have, the people who have got interviewed, okay. So we have taken that as a reference and implemented each and every single query into our training. Now the 15 hours training, it becomes 60 hours, including the geometry. So in the same 60 hours, I could take like 4 different batches, but still the same. I mean, the X amount what we used to charge like 4 years ago, it was the same. It is the same thing with video charge for the 60 years also. There is no change. Single NP, there is no change. Even if you come back after 2 years, maybe it will be 100 hours, but still video charge is the same. Understand? Okay, and this is like a lifetime learning. You can join whenever you want. For example, the same question like what Mukesh has asked is from the different background, or he has learned now. Maybe unfortunately he got busy with some other projects and we didn't use the Dynamo or design scripting or Python in his projects. He forgot everything. Come and learn after 6 months or after 1 year, after 2 years. Who stopped you? Without paying a single NP, you have lifetime learning access. I need just that invoice, that's it. Nothing else. Clear? I need just an invoice number. So simple. Clear? Clear, everyone? Okay. And I'm seriously promising you that from the third, fourth day itself, you'll be start writing your own scripts. From the fourth, fifth day, there are different concepts that you're going to get. You're going to learn. Like these are the key concepts, guys. I want you to explain every single thing today. Okay. So first one is a data types. Just a second before we getting into it, let me see if there are any queries. Um, how many levels we are covering in this course? That 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 depends upon the module that you choose, Rohit. Okay. How can we get the software and apps to practice the things that I learn here? Huh. I'll share everything. What are the required stuff, Raj? Don't worry. Okay. If you want to play with the modules, I'll share you the modules. If you want to play with the like custom nodes, I'll share you all the custom nodes. I mean the packages, material, uh, everything, whatnot, whatever like we're going. Except only one thing, it is a PPT. Except the PPT, you are going to get everything. Okay. So will you cover all this Dynamo, design scripting, Python, and Revit API in your automation? Yeah, that is in combo. Okay. So I use Civil 3D software. Can I use the learning of the course for script writing? Very good question. If there are any Civil 3D users here, to be frank, I'm not teaching you, the Dynamo for Revit. I'm not teaching you the Dynamo for Revit in the 45 hours. I'm teaching you the concept called visual programming. See, okay, so try to understand what I'm trying to convey. Okay, I am teaching you the visual programming concepts. What do you mean by visual programming? Where you don't need a coding, interface. Okay, you don't need any programming interface. You could see everything visually. Like, if you go to any 3D movie, so you'll wear a glass, then the picture, looks like it's very close to you and you can understand it. When it comes to this visual programming, you cannot see the code. You cannot see the code, but you're able to see, you can understand what is happening out there. Visual programming. If you want to do something, you have to write a code. But here, instead of writing the code, You're asking Dynamo and you're searching for sort of nodes. Simple. If you found that node, your task will be done. But not exactly only that. There are many things in it. Okay, let's get into this thing. Okay. I'm currently working on all three disciplines. So what I'm trying to convey is if you, even though you're a Civil 3D user, if you learn this visual programming concept, you exactly implement the same strategies in your Civil 3D Dynamo. It works. Okay. So here I'm using, for example, we have in our batch, we have architects, we have a structure, we have a MEP guys. I mean, like some of the examples you know, I may use electrical elements. So for some of the examples, I may use mechanical elements. Some of the concepts I may use like architectural, structural elements. Could be anything. Understand? So it depends. Then finally, so you can exactly implement whatever you have learned in this Revit Dynamo, the same strategies. Currently working all three disciplines. So yeah, of course. See, automation doesn't need any disciplines. Okay, for example, I have a team like who have done their structural engineering. I mean, like a BE Civil. They're working for me to create a mechanical and electrical add-ins. They're not good at electrical or mechanical anything. They would see something like what it has to be done. They will calculate. Okay, the first task it has to be do this. For example, in Revit, I will instruct them. I want you to create a number of sheets, taking the input from the Excel or from the CSV. So my cursor directly go to the sheets. If I want to take this cursor into the sheets, there is a code. To right click on this, there is a code. To click on new sheet, there is a code. To click on new, there is a code. Okay. So to choose this, there is a code again. When I click OK, there is a code. So after, like when I create all the sheets, if I want to rename this, select that again, which was created new. There is a code and right click and rename and write. I mean, now it has to switch to the Excel and copy that information and it has to come back to the Revit application and paste that here. So we will give them the instructions. They are from civil engineering background. How can they automate all these mechanical tasks and electrical tasks? Forget about anything. Okay. So automation doesn't need any disciplines. Simple answer. Okay. Please provide the breakout modules with house. I'll send you Pritham. Okay. Can we shorten the time for registering custom setting for Revit links? Yes. Can we use it for creating openings in current model by setting some tolerance? Can we use it for creating openings in current? Yes. Yeah, you can do that by just importing MEP links. Yes, you can do that. And there are many things I want to be master in concept and tracking solution with fastness. See, I'm not a magician, and Dynamo is not a magical tool to automate everything. But whatever that has some extent, it can be done. Okay. For in your scenario, Mr. Altamashkar, you can do all this. Okay. They're very even basic things. Can learn this BIM automation non-technical person like EC branch. If you're into this, I don't suggest easy people to join this because if you're working on electrical as an electrical modeler, I don't have any, I don't say anything. Like you can come and join this if you have a Revit experience. Forget about EC branch or whatever branch you can easily learn. Okay, because it's a visual programming tool. So what do you mean by visual programming in the sense? Let's see. I'll show you a basic stuff, Mr. Anand Babu, System City. So I have a cat. So this is my toy now, for now. Okay, so this is my toy for now. So I want to play with this toy. So this is my workspace, and these are the blocks which I have. Exactly looks like a dynamo. So I'll just copy this into this workspace, and I'm telling when I click on this, the cat is moving 10 steps forward. Okay. So I would tell this cat to turn 15 degrees. So it's turning 15 degrees now. Okay, perfect. Now I have a question for you. I have a question for you. I want to move this cat 50 steps in the backward direction. What to do? Unmute your mics. Unmute your mics. What to do? Tell me.
We can write -50.
I will change it to 50.
50 and -50. What if I change this to 15? Forward direction. If I change this to the -50, backward direction. Simple. So you are going to play with the data, not with this block. Okay, because this block contains some functions on it. You are going to handle a data, and handling data, it is very, very easy. Don't scare, looking at the nodes you have in your Dynamo. For example, if I open this, the people see, Rajesh, the people used to ask me, Rajesh, it has a lot of nodes. Are you going to explain the script? Now, would I able to understand all this? Arey Baba, why you are bothering about the number of nodes? Just look into the inputs, what it is expecting for. What it is expecting for. Seriously. For an example, I'll give you a very simple explanation for this. Okay. If I would like to create a project parameter, what is the procedure in Revit? Tell me. Anyone? Anyone? Unmute your mic and come to the picture. How to create a project parameter? Come on.
Go to manage project
Manage
parameters.
tab.
We just have to go to the manage tab, then we will be having the project parameter there.
Then
Then go to the new, and we just have to define that parameter as an instance or type parameter.
hmm. Hmm.
And then we will have to say, the name we will have to provide there. We just have
Hmm.
to define the data type and group under. And then
Hmm.
after that, we will have to select the categories for which we just want to apply that parameter. Suppose I want to apply it to the walls, so I will have to select for the walls. Then all the walls in my project, that project parameter will be going to apply it.
Very perfect. Simple. Right. So when you have seen this block, you may scare because you don't know what kind of things to be connected here. Do you scare while you see this block? Okay, for the first time it is okay, because if you are very new to the Revit, creating a project parameter may scare you. But if you are keep on creating like five, six, like the parameters, you may be habituated. The same case even in the Dynamo as well. Initially, it looks like it contains a lot of stuff, but generally it is a very, very easy thing. Okay, let me show you. The first one is expecting parameter name. So where you are going to write this. So if you want to create a parameter name, parameter one. So how do you connect this parameter name to this? And the second one, that is expecting group name. So maybe discipline. Okay. And the specification type, I mean like a data type. So data type, group type. Okay. So this is the group type. So instance, so type or instance. So when I hover the cursor on this, it is saying that true if it is an instance parameter, otherwise it is a type parameter. So if I connect true to this, then it will be acting like an instance parameter. That's it. When I hover the cursor on this, it is saying that name. What is the name? Parameter name. When I hover the cursor on this, group of the parameters for the shared parameter. Specification type, the type of a new parameter. What do you mean by type? Data type. Group type, under which type you would like to see that. Either under, dimensions, ident data, or what exactly. And category list is this. Category list is this. Simple, no? So how do you link this data here? That is the only challenge you will face once with a script, once only with a node. And that too, there are few hints. Most of the people doesn't know there are some hints on every block. I don't reveal those secrets in the workshop. There are few hints. You can get it in within this block itself. Okay. If you could able to understand those, you can use, all this, all this. You can play with all these nodes if you really understand that. Okay. To achieve this, step, you have to understand what are the data types first, because the people don't know what to connect exactly. They have seen a node in the Dynamo, okay, and the node in a YouTube, and they started searching in their workspace, in the Dynamo, and it will not be there. How to get that node? $1 million question, okay, and they don't know from which package it is, from where it has to be, the same block has to be downloaded, because that single block itself creating everything what you are expecting. But if you don't know how to get that block into your workspace, that is a challenge, no? Correct. So finally you got that block by using node finding strategies. By using node finding strategies. You found the node finally. Forget about how, you ask unknown people, like you finally found that node. What is the purpose? What do you do with that? If you don't know how to connect a right inputs to it, if you don't know how to connect the right inputs to it, there is no use of having that beautiful node which gives you everything. Understand? So in that case, you should be good at data types to understand what the node is expecting. I found a node, I would like to connect what it is expecting. That's it. That's what the Dynamo is. You need a node, and you need to connect the inputs to it. You have to connect the correct inputs to it. Otherwise it returns, the wrong results. Let me show you some example. Categories. Categories, all elements of category. Okay. So why did I do this? I know a category. Category is nothing but, if I select this, title block is a category. Let me Title block is a category. If I just go with this, when I click on this panel, electrical equipment is a category. Electrical equipment is a category. I hope everyone knows what is a Revit element hierarchy. Revit element hierarchy. If I go and Google it, I'll just go to this Revit element hierarchy. Say this. First category, family, and the type, and then instances. So first you should go with the category, And in the category, we have a different families. So within the same family, we have a different types. So family, it means it's like completely maybe a different shape, and type in the sense the same shape with a different sizes. And instances in the sense the number of 400 columns, the number of 600 columns, similar. Okay. Now this is the category. Sorry. This is the category. So this is the family, and this is a type, and this is an instance. So simple, like we have all the hierarchy here itself. So I know category, and I want to get all the instance elements. This is an element. Okay, this is the type. This is the family. So this is the category. I would like to ask very clearly. I know a category. Get all the families of category. Get all the types of category. Get all the elements of category. You will get it. Then add few more conditions to it. Get all the elements of the particular category in the particular level or in a particular view. This is called element selection. This is called element selection. Okay. So how do you get only the particular elements? Okay. Fine. For now, I'll just go with that is an electrical equipment. No. So I'll go with electrical equipment, and I connected this to this. Very perfect. So I have total 29 elements in the entire model. In the entire model. Okay. So I'll ask that all elements of category. I'll type exactly all elements of category in view. In view. So when I connect this to this, and I'm asking for a particular views, I don't know what to connect exactly. I don't know how to connect a view here. I don't know how to connect a view here. So I have like a 3D coordination view. For example, main electrical distribution. Main electrical distribution. This is an axonometric view, and it means 3D view. Section view, because this is a section. Correct. This is a section view, no? So main electrical distribution section view. When I connect this to this, now it will give me, okay, there are only 17 elements, electrical equipments. If I select all this and click on filter, I have total 17 electrical equipments. Simple. That's what. So this is the way you refine at level. See, you have something like all elements of category in a particular level. See all elements of category at level. So you connect the same category at level. Now here it is expected view. Here you have to connect a level. So you have a straight away nodes called levels. Okay. So I would like to know how many electrical equipments were placed in. Only two. SVC and SWB. Okay, fine. What about in the level 2? We don't have anything. Okay. What about level 3? No. Level 2? No. Control C, Control V. What if I change this to the level 1? Okay. It means they don't have a reference levels. They don't have a reference levels. Basic wall, we have a host. We have a host. We have a host. Okay. There may be a reason. Now see, it worked for the level 1, but it didn't work with the rest of. Again, I have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different. I mean, we have a like more than, but still it is showing only 2. Why? Maybe they're like a floor based stuff. Okay. So there could be many reasons, like if element which you're not able to get something in Dynamo, there may be a lot of reasons. For example, okay,
So actually, we are not able to see your full screen.
why? Is it for
I
everyone?
don't know.
Is it for everyone?
No, sir, we just have to zoom in and zoom out. We are able to see that.
No. Okay, do one thing. I think you have a border like this. You have a border like this. So you have to stretch this upwards. You have a border like this where you can see the participants count on the top. If you don't want to see the participants count, just drag this in up direction, upwards. Simple. Okay, then you can see the full screen. Clear? Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, it
Okay, thank you. Great. So, for example, I have a question for you. Okay, you have placed some elements last day in level 1. In level 1, you have placed some elements, but while you are playing with some sort of a view, a floor plan view, you're not able to see that elements in that particular view. What could be the reason? You have placed the elements and you're able to see that in a 3D, but not in the floor plan view. What would be the reason? Tell me.
View range.
View range, huh? Is it?
Or or it
Disable
gives turn off in the visibility graphics as well.
View range,
view templates is also there.
view templates,
View range.
grid, view range,
Visibility filters.
filters,
Templates contains all that.
Work sets.
work
Work
sets, very
sets
good.
if it is
Work
enabled.
sets, yeah,
Rest,
important.
rest, plan
Maybe
reason,
crop region.
So
crop reason,
discipline.
discipline.
Element
Then,
hide.
oh, correct. Element hidden. Then,
Pages.
sorry, what was that?
Design phases.
Phases.
Phases,
Phases.
phases, phases. Okay. Okay,
We
whatever.
covered everything.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so total you have a 10 reasons why you're not able to see that element. If not able to see an element. So there are 10 different reasons. Likewise, even in the Dynamo have the similar challenges. Okay, so some of the nodes will not give you exactly what you're expecting. So this is a challenge. In such cases, there is a concept called alternative node finding. Alternative node finding. In the same alternative node finding. Okay, so if you found a node, but if it isn't working, then you have to try searching with an alternative node to replace with this alternative node finding concept. Okay, so once you finally found this, the first concept, the data types, is really important to understand what it needs to be connected. Let me show you now. Element classes. I'll go with ducks this time. Try to understand what happens if you connect a wrong thing. So duct, element classes and all elements of class, categories and all elements of category. Both returns 724 items. Both node works perfect. What if when I connect this to this? Can you guess what happens if I connect this to this? Can you guess what happens if I connect this to this? Warning. These two nodes supposed to work. These two nodes also supposed to work. But the way I connected, it's something different. Okay, how do I come to know that whether I have connected right? No, I mean whether it's a right one or it's a wrong one. So simple, so simple. As I've shown you today, like the left hand side, they are like inputs, and the right hand side, they are like an output. So the left hand side, it is an input, and right hand side, they are an output. A simple trick it is the output exactly should match with the connecting node inputs. Here it is output is category. This is category. Can I connect these two? Hmm? Will it work if I connect these two?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Because this is returning a category, and even this node is expecting category. So I can easily connect. What if when I connect this to this, it started working? Simple. Okay. So what if the second one, when I connect the class with the element class? Why? Because the output itself that is a class and input that it is a class. The connecting node which is expecting that is a class. So what if I connected a category to this? It is telling me that, Arey Baba, I'm expecting a system type, but you have connected a category. I'm expecting a type, but you have connected a category. So when I connect a type to this, then it started working. Simple. So inputs are really, really important. So how do you come to know what exactly things to be connected? You will be learning in this data types concept. This is the first concept, and it will take like 3 days to kill the entire, to create your own script, within first 3 days. Data types concept. There are different strategies where you will not get anywhere in any YouTube or in any material itself. Seriously, my strategies are completely different. I'm not giving hype myself, but we have struggled a lot to create this kind of a the strategies. I have a different, coding languages experience. Okay, so I work on Python, I work on C Sharp, I work on Ruby, and I work on different platforms. Okay, so combined all this, like for example, if I know a concept and if I feel this may work, to explain by doing some sort of modifications in the Dynamo, I'll add this. I'll first check, and if it is really working fine, then I implement that. I'll add that into the cursor club. That is how it is. Okay, fine. So anatomy of a node. Anatomy of a node. Anatomy in the sense, mostly BPC students will be coming to know that. What is an anatomy? They'll cut everything, like, I mean, they'll scissor animal, like some sort of, what do you call that? Reptiles, like lizards, or else snake, and I mean, the once they've seen everything, how it functions, then they'll switch it back. The same way, even you should know like how to anatomize a node. Then the beauty really, you like the way you use the nodes. Understand? Okay. So you will be learning that kind of a concept in this anatomy of node. Node finding. Very, 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 very tricky again. Okay. So node finding a node, it is not that easy. It is not that tough also. Okay. So if you connect something wrong to it, you don't need to get panic, because uh, every node, if you connect something wrong, it will give you what you have done with the different colors. For example, I mean, your kid is waiting for his like his gift, like chocolate, ice cream, or something else, whatever. I mean, from office, you didn't bring anything to him. Then he started behaving weird. Likewise, a node, if it is expecting something, okay, if you haven't connected, the node reacts very weird. Okay, so I mean it won't work it won't work at all. If your kid is expecting something, you have taken something, you have given him something else, started again. But at the same time, if the node is expecting something, if you have connected something else, you will easily recognize what it is, why it is exactly behaving like that. Okay, so there are different node behaviors. We are going to know that in just a second. Let me have some water. Okay, so the node behaves. Okay, the behaviors, very, very important. The node states. What do you mean by state? Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, all this? No, no. Okay, so that is like for example, how to tell that? I'll show you. Say this. Node states. Pointed by coordinates, pointed by coordinates, pointed by coordinates. All of them are like the same node itself. All of them are the same nodes, but they are in different colors. Different colors. Okay. So why they are exactly like that? You have to identify why it is exactly happening. Okay. And you should fix the problem at the same time itself. Okay. So if you download any script from somewhere, you may see like yellow nodes. I mean, this kind of an orange color nodes, or else the red color nodes. I think, I mean, try to recall your experiences with your, learning. Okay, so just watch it. You may face this before. Okay, so why it is acting like that? You will come to know that. Dot notation. This is a very important concept to upskill yourself into the next level learning. Like why there are number of dots. There's a number of dots. For example, if you want to place a point, okay, Autodesk dot design script dot geometry dot point dot by coordinates open bracket 0, 0, 0. I can see a point here. Oh my goodness! To place this point, do I really write all these dots? Dot 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 dot. Oh my goodness, 4 dots. What if a mistake I have done instead of capital D, a small d? No. Instead of capital G, I use like small g and I change this to this. It will not work. Okay. So the dot notation strategy. So what are these exactly? Parents. So this guy is a is a child, and he is the parent for the bicoordinates. So he is the parent for the point. He is the parent for the geometry. He is the parent for the design script. So there is no parent for Autodesk. Okay, for the time being. Yes, sir. But for the time being. Okay. So you can ask me how can get this child without a parent? No, not that stupid question. Like Autodesk is the end way. Okay, where I can see the point x come y. I mean, if I change this value to 10 and 15, I can see a point here. You can see the point here. So what is this dot? That's called dot rotation. And it is a very, very important concept to handle all this. If you know the dot rotation process, you can handle a Python easily. You can handle a Python easily because I mean, we are like, if I want to get the element ID of this, okay, if I want to get the element ID of this, where I mean, if I want to get the length information or else any element information, I would generally check in the properties palette. I would generally check in the properties palette, and there are like 30 parameters here and 20 parameters here. I have only 50 parameters. It has some. I can't find a XYZ location of this. I can't find an element ID here. So if you know how to play with the data, if you know how to play with the data, if you know how to extract the data and use the data, you are into the next level completely. How to pull the data using the dot rotation strategies. Okay. For example, without dot rotation, I'll show you. For example, when I click on this, click on group selection, this is the properties palette for the developer. For the developers, they don't use this, they don't look into this at all. So even though if you become a developer, okay, so you have to change your like vision completely. Okay, forget about all this. This is the complete. This is the properties palette where for a developer. Okay, we have a different. You can proudly say that the content, whatever you have in this, the properties palette, like in instance and type properties palette, there it is not even 5% of the actual parameters we have. 95% data which is hidden in a different place. So where that is the reason, that is the only reason why we call you as a developer. Why you calling me as a developer? Because I have a third eye to see a hidden thing which you can't see. Understand? For example, I would like to see the ID of this. So element ID, got an element ID. So whether I would like to check whether the element is pinned or not. I don't have any such an information. So whether the element's pinned here. Okay. So when I can check element is pinned, false. It is saying that it is false. It's not pinned. If I pin this element, I'll check it again. True. It's saying it is true. Element is pinned. It is true. Okay. So version GUID, unique GUID. Unique ID in the sense nothing but GUID. This version GUID is completely different. Okay. Workset ID. Which workset is assigned to it? Generally, we don't see a workset names here. We'll play with the IDs. Every workset have its own ID. If I change the workset, it will change the number. Whether you can see whether the element is hidden or which is active in the view or not. Now, can be hidden view? Yes, in the particular view, true. Okay, so you can see that. What else? Where are the parameters? Here. When I click on the parameters, this is the place where you're able to see all this. Apparent load phase A, apparent load phase B, phase C, area. So these are the parameters. These are the parameters. Apparent load phase A, phase B, phase C. So all this. And again, you just sing only 51474.17 VA, which is nothing but this. The rest of the data, again, you can't see anywhere in this. I want to play with the same parameter, but based on the elements, or else based on the element which is pinned, based on whether it is an element, it is a, if the parameter is a read only or write only or anything. So there are a lot of instructions. We have a lot of restrictions which you can handle from this tool itself. So there is a lot of data. If you know like how to extract the data, you will be, where is it? Good in writing all this. And be good in writing all this. Okay. I'll give you one basic example for the dot notation, like how it is exactly looks like. I want to get all the elements of ducts. Okay. So categories. I'm already having a ducts here. No, I'm already having a ducts here. Let's just pull that here. Element dot. Okay. Get parameter value by name. Revit dot elements dot element dot get parameter value by name. Open the bracket. It is expecting elements, comma, length. So these are the length information of every single duct. So the first duct length is this, the second duct length is this, the third length is this. Now I would like to filter only the ducts which are bigger than 4,500. I'll say the length bigger than 4,500. False, 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 false. True. The 10th number. So where is the 10th number? This one. When I click on this, I just click OK. And it will create a view. And this is the duct. Maybe it is because it's in the center. And the duct length is 5,246. 5,246. Let me check. 10th one. 5,246. 10th one. Okay. So greater than 4,500. Okay. Now I want to play with only the true elements. I have a true here. I have a true here. So let me count how many trues are there. Then I connect this to this. There are 54 ducts bigger than out of 724. There are only 54 ducts bigger than 4,500. Is it? How to get that? Question mark. Get me that elements or else written null. See, 31st one, 10th one, all this. No, I don't want to see the null values. Then tscore dot again dot list dot clean. Open the bracket and close the bracket. Comma false. See now, I got all the 54 ducts. So I have connected an input of 724 elements, but as a result, output, I got 54 elements which are bigger than 4,500. If I change this to the 9,000, I'll get 21 elements. Okay, is this clear? So I haven't used any nodes on this. I used a code. So how do you exactly use this code? And this is not a Python. This is not a C#. This is not at all any language. This language is especially designed for, the people who wants to become good into the Python. Before the Python, they would have to be good in this because this is the easiest way to learn Python. Understand? If you understand the design scripting, you understand the Python very easily. Okay, the dot notation here, I've had dot, 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 dot. Why are all these dots? That's called dot notation. when you exactly implement all this, then you're going to see that. Okay. So REST, custom node. What is a custom node? You can create your own nodes. You can create your own nodes on your name, like Vamsi Guntur nodes, like Suresh nodes, like Umair nodes, like Silpi nodes, okay, like Shahrukh nodes, She nodes, okay, whatever. You can create your own nodes. How do you create that? Just a second. Custom node. Okay, you can create your own custom nodes. Okay, so list management, releasing strategies, filtering, design scripting. So list management in the sense, generally, if you want to automate something, you don't create a script to which plays with 2 or 3 elements. If you have hundreds of elements and you are doing the same repeated process, generally you'll be playing with hundreds of, you want to repeat the same tasks for all the hundreds of elements, correct? So in such case, list management is the concept that you're supposed to learn. List management, string management, okay, the element management, all come under this. I didn't mention everything that here, not to confuse you. It's simple, like a management. That's it. Okay. So lacing strategies, one of the villainic concept in the entire training. We have two villains in this entire training. One is lacing, and second one is list levels. List levels. Generally, in movies, they'll show, like the hero thought he killed the first villain. The main villain enters again. So that's how it is. Okay. So if you learn this concept, and trust me, even though the villainy concept, I'll make it as a comedian. I'll chain this villain into the comedian. It means you can easily handle that concept seriously. Okay. So lacing strategies and list levels. So once you're done with this, again, you will be facing some sort of a challenges at list levels. So if you know like how to handle these two, very good. What if I don't? I mean, you can ask me, what if I don't know these strategies? What happens? If you are playing with hundreds of elements, your script only will execute with only 1 or 2 elements. The rest of the 998 elements will not execute at all. Sometimes when you're trying to play with 10 elements out of 100, it executes the same action for all the elements. Are Baba, you clearly told that I wanted to play with only the 10 elements, but it disturbed all the 100 elements. Understand that is what it is. You have to handle it very care. Okay, it's like a fragile concept. Handle with care. Okay, so lacing strategies and the list levels. These two are very, very dangerous. That is the reason I covered this topic in the end of the training. Okay, but if you are from architectural structural background, I told you there is a 15 hours training in addition for architecture and structure. This concept is the beginning concept. After all this entire training, after all these concepts that you're going to learn, this is the course outline. This is the course outline where you use like where we teach you like ChatGPT as well. Okay, how to play with the ChatGPT. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so the lacing strategies and the list levels concept are very, very important. Okay, so filtering, one of the best and my favorite concept is this, because if I don't want to play with all the elements, I know if I would like to play with only the set of elements, sorting, filtering, and grouping. First, you have to sort the elements accordingly and filter those and group it. Simple. If you know like how to do all those, class done. And design scripting. So whatever you have learned all this, you will be implemented something in a code. In a code. Up to here, they are like a nodes. They are like nodes. You are going to learn with the nodes. But when it comes to the design scripting, everything will be in the code. If once you're good in the design scripting, then I do suggest you to go with the Python, the next level. Okay. So this is for the workshop 1, day 1. Tomorrow we have another workshop. We'll show you the practical examples, mostly where you face the challenges. Today is just like a theoretical concept. I don't think so. I felt you bore. I mean, is today's session you feel bored? Guys?
No, not at all. Not at all. It was good.
Okay. So even though this is like a theoretical examples, it's like completely like what you are like where you got stuck. I've just shown you in a theoretical way. Tomorrow we're going to see that in a practical, like I'll take you some sort of an examples what a general person do. For example, let me consider I'm a very new to the Dynamo. So what is the general approach I follow if I'm very new to this Dynamo? Exactly. I hope most of the people you people are doing the same thing. I know because even I have done the same thing. I come up with the same experience. Okay. So practical explanations are really important than the theoretical. Okay. So it doesn't mean like I don't teach any scripts in my training. To be frank, no, I don't teach any scripts. I always teach the concepts which help you to create your own scripts. I'll give you some sort of an example for every theory, for every strategy, for every concept. You will be having an example. It doesn't mean it is a script. Script in the sense, if you are implementing, if you are using it in your live projects, that is called a script. These are examples. Okay, clear? Anyone have any questions? And today's workshop, what will be inside of level 2? This is a level 1. Level 2, it is different. I'll show you tomorrow, Omkar. Okay? Clear? I'll show you that tomorrow.
Sir, what is the fee for this course?
Text me on WhatsApp. I can share you the fee structure. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
What would be the duration? Duration of the whole course?
It's a 45 hours. SAN P1 suggestion, if you continue in order, then it's a good. Today felt, of course. Generally, I have we call it as a phobia, or I mean, sorry, it's not like that. I have something like if someone deviated me, I could easily deviate it. Okay, but whatever I would like to convey, I've conveyed everything. Okay, clear? So thanks for your suggestion, San. Okay, well, so any other questions? Can Dynamo help to create some mode with the help of model? Yes, of course, but not in full. You have to go with API. Okay, not only with the Dynamo. Any other questions? If you are
Yeah, I have a
interested,
question.
okay, just a second, Umar. If you are interested in joining a training program and want to get more details, just text me on the WhatsApp or else in the group itself, so that I could share you the complete details. Okay, personally. Fine. Yeah, tell me, Umar.
Yes. So after the training, do you provide a certificate? Is it needed in the industry to
Of
prove your
course.
experience?
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me. Let me show you how the certificate looks like.
Sure, please.
This is, I'll show you a sample certificate.
Mhm.
This is one of a student certificate. Okay. There's a sample. Oh, it's not that. this is really important. The reason, okay, you will be getting a badge and you will be getting a certificate as well. But this is like a digital certificate, okay, and we are paying for it. And it's I mean, we are not adding the charges into your fees or anything. Okay, so most of the the HRs, they look into your profile and they see your certifications. Okay, based on that,
Yes.
like if you go to this LinkedIn and if I go to the Sudeep Basak profile, this guy, so this certificate will be under the certifications under his certification, and you can see what he has done. And if you have seen most of the LinkedIn scripts, I mean the Dynamo scripts in the LinkedIn, there are students. There are students. You can go and check their certifications.
So do
If you
you
have,
provide the manpower consultation as well for the Dynamo scripters?
yes, we are. It is our core business. The training is a second vertical.
Okay.
That's a second
So
vertical.
if that is the case, if we have a task and we are having a repetitive task for the entire office setup, then you can be able to automate it and then we can have the scripts. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So later I'll just WhatsApp, like
Yeah, please.
what is our requirement and how much do you charge?
Sure, we'll do
So
that.
I am representing Granitive Essentia. We are a US based firm
Okay.
working from Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in the process of automating the entire system for facades.
Great. Cool. Let's discuss. Let's discuss in person. Okay. Clear.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Thank
But
you.
today's session was
So,
good. I do
thank you.
already have a little bit of experience on this Dynamo scripting.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier, but it was a long time back. I have a total of 17 years of experience. So in my 10 years back, I have used the Dynamo scripts for creating the sheets from the Excels, what you have told earlier.
Okay. So, it is a it is a general thing nowadays. Very basic thing nowadays. Earlier it was like a big task, but it can be done without an experience, without a knowledge as well.
So
Correct.
yeah, Ideate is a tool where we try to buy it later on.
Mm,
After looking at Ideate is the one who is like already have the entire script, so we bought the Ideate, like for like one
mm,
license for my office previously.
mm,
So what is the
Okay.
course by any chance, or we need
I'll share you
to
in
get in
personal.
touch?
I'll share that in person, not here.
Sure.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Myself,
So,
Vamsi Mohan Guturu.
yeah, Vamsi, I see you. I have your email as well.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, text you. So when what happens exactly with the HRs, they'll just click on show credentials and they'll see whether the certification which is from the BIMER or not. Because we have trained a lot of out of 850 plus candidates, mostly you see 200 plus will be managers only. More than 200 plus managers because there are three sessions happened, the three batches happened only for the managers, free of cost, completely. It was like when we promote ourselves like 3-4 years ago. So we are focused on all the managers and we got the business anyways from there for the team. Okay. So you know, in most of the companies, managers know if certification, I mean, if you got the certificate from the Bimera, you're qualified for the particular position. Seriously. The way I teach the concept will be like that. Okay. Okay. So no doubt in it. I mean, you joined a WhatsApp group. There are many students, uh, like, I mean, who've been already trained was, you can ask in the WhatsApp group itself, like, how about the training? Or else you can go and read our reviews on Google. Okay. or else there is a one more feedback.bimera.com, or else you can go to my profile and see my LinkedIn recommendations. You're coming to know that. Okay. So all these people, you can directly go to this Google or their LinkedIn profiles. You can directly go to their LinkedIn profiles and you can check with how the training will be. Okay. Feedback.bimera.co. Okay. Clear? Fine. So tomorrow, don't miss the workshop. Since you're going to, see a lot of different stuff. Of course, most of it are well known about it, but generally, what is happening with a general modeler who would like to start his career into the automation, what kind of a steps, what kind of a mistakes they are doing out. Simple. Okay, simple agenda. And we'll have a lot of discussions tomorrow. I think we could finish this in 1 hour and rest 1 hour. We'll see how we'll take this forward and everything. Okay, clear? Clear, everyone? Thank you so much. I mean, spending your weekend, I'm so sorry if I really waste your, if I spoil your weekend. Okay, so, but I appreciate your this interest, and you have to give some time for your upskilling. Okay, so I really appreciate that. Okay, thank you, and see you tomorrow at 8:30 on the same link. Clear? Clear, everyone? Thank you, Suman. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was a nice session. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Thank you, Pratiksha.